Hi there. I'm his Big Rear Ron. Get some coffee and join me for a few minutes, will you? I have a tendency to ramble, and so as you see evidence of editing here, it was but I guess I get on a subject and maybe a tangent, and all sorts of things come to my mind, and I guess my thoughts are that it's better to get it on the page or to get it on the video, and maybe it would become useful, later. And this, maybe the stuff that I cut out of this particular video would be useful in another video at some other time, help me to get another point across. I enjoy listening to the stories that other people tell, and for all of you that are doing that, I think they're nice. I'm kind of a sentimental person myself, and I think it's great when we can just sort of, chill out and unwind and just talk to people. We all have our soapboxes, things that we talk about, easier than others, and for whatever reason. So it stands to reason that, we might, post videos or make comments about one topic and more than once. But then, anyway, I have, shared a bit of my story. I've put about 50 videos on there, and I guess at the time when I was recording it all, my purpose at that time was to get it on the screen, or to get it recorded, and maybe if I had time, I could go back and polish it all up a bit. Already I've gotten some positive responses, some private, from people who have heard some portions of my own story, and you never know whose path you're going to cross or when it will happen, and I sort of just let it go at that. And my basic attitude is, well, whatever good comes out of it is good, and I'm all for that. But I've gotten some responses, so I've decided to leave the videos there for now, just as they are, and hopefully some good will come out of it. And rather, I could have used one of those videos, I guess, to respond in this particular one, but rather than do that, I'll try to, pick one highlight. I'm nearly 50 years old. The way I usually put that is that I've nearly completed 50 laps around the sun. And, you don't live 50 years without having some things to say. And of course, if you're younger than that, you've got plenty of things to say. So I tell everybody, don't be afraid. Just put it out there. Let us know how do you see it, and let us know, to share from within yourself. There are people out there who will listen, and it takes time, sure, but never underestimate, the good that you can do through the spoken words and in your presentation of them. One memorable time in my life, I won't forget this, and it hinges on when I decided finally that I was going to become, and I know this might sound a little corny or a little cheesy, and I don't mean it that way, but hopefully you get what I mean. I decided that I would become the hero of my own life. If it's to be, it's up to me. I decided that I would embrace whatever level of responsibility equal to the task of living my own life and bearing the consequences, accepting full credit for my own successes. And I say that because for so long I had lived, for whatever reason, good or bad, I had lived for the purpose of pleasing others. And I mean, I virtually sold myself out, and did what others thought that I should do. As a result of that, one day I just decided, I said, you know, I want to go to get a university education again. I'd already had one college degree behind me, but I wanted to go get another one. And this time, I wanted to take home economics education. I wanted to learn how to sew. I wanted to learn more about culinary arts. And I wanted to then become a teacher to teach all of that. And doing so would let me use a lot of my management background, and I thought it would be, you know, kind of a fun thing to do. And I remember telling my mom, I want to do this. I really do want to do this. But the moment that I won't forget was when I walked into the academic advisor's office where I ended up going to school. Oh boy. My academic advisor greeted me with this sumptuous, "Hi there, how are you?" You know, I could tell by when I walked into the main office there, the receptionist area, all eyes seemed to be on me. And I'm like, oh. And she says, "Tell me about yourself." And I'm like, "Well, what would you like to know?" And she sat down and asked me, "Well, where are you from? And where are you headed?" And for the next 30 minutes or so, we just talked. I just sort of shelled it all out. You know, this is what I want to do. I want to give it a shot and see what I can do with it. And then it wasn't long after that when this lady comes in, and I will call her, no disrespect intended, but Miss Homek. I guess she had been teaching a long, long, long time, but she stood there real stately and stern, and yeah, like that. And finally she just broke the silence and says, "We're not used to seeing a man in this department." And my academic advisor goes, "You said it first." My academic advisor later told me they weren't too sure that I was serious until they actually, 2 years afterwards, they saw that I was. And I think it made them feel good. It made me feel good when several years later I walked out of there with a degree. And I am now teaching home economics. I have been doing so for over 12 years. And I've had fun. I've had a blast doing it. And for a while there, I was the only male in my state teaching the subject. I was given every discouraging word that could come up. That, you know, they're saying that field is so hard to get into. It's overly supplied, low in demand. But here I am. I've been with a county that is one of the highest paying counties, and I am just having a blast. I go to the state conventions, and there I've been going to those things for year after year after year after year. I'm glad to say now that there are several other guys that are teaching. Of course, you know, it's become a bit more fashionable, you know, to take home economics by different names. You know, they call it now culinary arts and family and consumer sciences and that sort of thing. But it's all good. But once again, that was a day that I certainly remember. And like I said, it hinged all on, I decided this is what I want to do, and this is what I'm going after, and this is what I'm going to end up doing, and here I am. Have a good day.